So I'm Alison Cooper and welcome to today's presentation on the do's and don'ts of business email in 2024. So a bit about me, I'm an online tech expert and founder of the Online Tech Hub, supporting businesses with their online tech. I've been working online since 2010, working as a virtual assistant, quickly transitioning to a tech VA, alongside working as an online business manager. I'm also a Microsoft Office user specialist and a Keep certified partner. So Keep is a CRM to help businesses scale their sales and marketing with the help of a framework known as Lifecycle Automation. So today we are going to be covering the do's and don'ts of business email in 2024, because from the 1st of February, the email landscape is changing. Google and Yahoo are bringing in new measures which us as business owners need to be aware of. Not adhering to the new measures could potentially have emails being delivered to spam, or at worst, not being delivered at all. So throughout this presentation, I'm going to talk about best practice when it comes to using email in your business. So potentially what we want to avoid are unverified emails landing in the junk folder, or at worst not being delivered at all. And throughout this presentation, I'll be providing you tips on how to avoid this. So this is a screenshot of my junk email folder. I use Office 365. Microsoft already have strict protocols when it comes to email, hence why you can see the unverified option next to the people's names. So part of the changes that are happening from the 1st of February with Google and Yahoo is that any emails sent to a Google email address or a Yahoo email address from businesses need to be verified. That's one of the requirements that's coming up. I mean, as you can see, these people here, and there are a lot of people with unverified emails. Even like the bigger, larger companies, the big names in the online tech industry, the online digital marketing industry, they don't have their emails authenticated correctly. So if you're not authenticated, it's quite common that people do need to address that really come after the 1st of February, because Yahoo and Google are going to be clamping down on it. So one of the big bugbears of mine are businesses using free email addresses. Now, really, from the 1st of February, you really should be using a business email address. It's not advisable for many ways to use one of the free emails. I've seen it a lot, you know, businesses using these free Gmails and free Yahoo email accounts with their business name added to that email. So it'd be like onlinetechhub@gmail.com. That's not a good look. Free email screams unprofessional. It looks unreliable, and it's untrustworthy to customers. There's security concerns with there being shared servers, so it makes your data vulnerable. Also, you've got limited features with branding, customization and storage restrictions, and the providers can shut down your account at any time. So I urge you, the first step with your business email is, if you haven't already, is to purchase a domain. So think of your email address as your digital handshake. So a professional email address with your company name conveys professionalism and builds trust with your customers. On the other hand, a free email address will make you look unreliable and put your data at risk. So do invest in a professional email domain to present yourself and your company in the best light. So the first step, if you haven't already, is to buy yourself a domain for your email address. So for example, mine is alison@onlinetechhub.com. The domain is onlinetechhub.com. So that's what you need to buy. You need to buy the domain. So once you've purchased the domain, I'd then really think seriously about setting yourself up with software such as Office 365 or Google Workspace. So this will put you in good stead right from the off. It gives you enhanced security, so it protects your data with advanced features like spam filtering and encryption. You've also got, with those softwares, you've got collaboration tools, so it will help you boost your team productivity with shared calendars, documents and more, and it'll help you grow your business with flexible plans and add-ons. So yeah, that's, if you aren't already, I would set up a business email account using Office 365 or Google Workspace. They also offer professional email addresses with your domain. There's a robust security features and, as I said, a suite of collaboration tools to streamline your workflow and empower your team. So definitely consider that as an investment in your business's future. And they also have the added benefit of going beyond the email, providing a suite of tools that boost your productivity, improve your communication and enhance security. So with these platforms, your business can operate like a well-oiled machine, and it's also a good signal to the likes of Google and Yahoo that you are a serious business owner, and your emails are more likely to hit the inbox rather than the spam or junk. So one of the biggest spam traps is what we want to avoid. We want to avoid our emails going into the spam, is to not buy any purchased lists. So purchase lists often contain spam traps designed to catch senders with bad practices. Triggering spam traps can damage your sender reputation and lead to deliverability issues, i.e. you may end up in the spam folder or your email might be totally blocked. Focus on building your list organically through opt-in forms and lead generation efforts. So purchasing email lists may seem like a quick shortcut, but it's actually a one-way trip to spam trap trouble. So these lists are often riddled with hidden addresses designed to catch senders who engage in unethical practices. So falling for this trap can damage your sender reputation, making it harder to reach your audience. So instead, invest your time in building your list organically. Use opt-in forms on your website and create valuable content that attracts subscribers interested in what you have to offer. Always remember quality over quantity when it comes to email. So another thing that you should regularly do, and I would say do this 3 or 4 times a year, especially if you're using an email marketing CRM system, is to spring clean your email list. So regularly validate your email list to remove invalid and inactive addresses. Use email validation tools to identify and remove invalid email addresses. You can monitor engagement metrics also to identify disengaged subscribers and remove them. So those people who aren't opening your emails, who aren't clicking on your links, who aren't replying to your emails. So there's a hard fact to remember: if an email subscriber hasn't opened an email within the first 45 days, then they are more than likely not going to open an email from you. So you need to think about, either remove that person from the list or try and re-engage them, because it will affect what Google and Yahoo see. It will affect your email reputation. So keeping your list healthy does definitely improve your deliverability rates of your email. So think of email list validation as spring cleaning for your email marketing, because over time lists can accumulate invalid addresses, inactive subscribers and even spam traps. So regular validation using specialized tools will help you identify and remove those problematic entries. So that will keep your list healthy and improve your deliverability rates. So by monitoring engagement metrics, you can also identify unengaged subscribers and prune your list accordingly. That way you are ensuring your email reaches your active and interested recipients, because after all, the more people that open your emails, the more Google and Yahoo are going to think that you're popular with your customers, with your list, and they're going to push your email into the inbox rather than the spam or junk folder. As I alluded to, make sure you look at your email marketing data. So if you're using a CRM system, that should be providing you with some good data. So track your metrics beyond your open rates to gauge true engagement. So as I said, monitor the clicks, replies, conversions, and unsubscribes. Identify disengaged subscribers and remove them from your list because it will affect your reputation. Open rates are just the tip of the iceberg. So when it comes to email engagement, to truly understand how your audience interacts with your content, dive deeper into your metrics. Like I said, clicks, replies, conversions, and unsubscribes. They will help you identify subscribers who aren't finding value in your emails, allowing you to remove them from your list and refine your strategies. So that by tracking your engagement, you can tailor your messaging and targeting, leading to more meaningful connections and better results. Also, consent. With GDPR, we do need consent, and so we should all have the opt-in enabled, but there is also the option to have a double opt-in as well, which I highly recommend. So you always want to obtain clear and explicit consent from subscribers before sending emails. Use opt-in forms on your website and landing pages. Consider double opt-in to ensure subscribers actively confirm their interest, and respect unsubscribe requests promptly and easily. So respecting your subscribers' privacy and preferences is fundamental to ethical email marketing. Opt-in and double opt-in ensure that you're only sending emails to people who genuinely want to receive them. So opt-in forms allow subscribers to provide their email addresses willingly, while double opt-in adds an extra layer of confirmation through a verification email. So by respecting consent and making unsubscribe options clear and accessible, you're building trust with your audience, and therefore you're avoiding the spam complaints, because once you start getting spam complaints, Google and Yahoo will look at that and think, there's some potential issue there. So you need to be very mindful. Also, value over volume. So be mindful of how often you are emailing your list and the content. A big tip here is just don't suddenly start bombarding your list with emails, because the likes of Google and Yahoo will look at this with suspicion. So if you've got a launch coming up, if you're wanting to launch something, what I would say you're launching in a month's time, what I would suggest that you do is from today, maybe start emailing them once a week, and then start moving up to twice a week, and then 3-4 times a week, warming them up for the launch. So don't suddenly just start bombarding your list. You need to be warming them up gradually. So if you haven't already started emailing them, at least email your list once a week. Focus on providing valuable information and insights, not just promoting your products. Offer educational content, industry news, and helpful tips relevant to your audience. Share your stories and your testimonials to build the trust and connection. Try and encourage interaction and maintain a consistent tone and voice that resonates with your brand, because in today's crowded inbox, simply pushing promotional messages won't cut it now. Instead, focus on pulling your audience in with valuable content that informs, educates, and entertains. So share the industry news, offer helpful tips, and provide insights that demonstrate your expertise. And don't forget the power of personal stories and testimonials, as they humanize your brand and build trust. So you can encourage interaction with polls and quizzes, open-ended questions to create a two-way conversation. Ultimately, you're wanting them to reply to your emails. So remember, a consistent tone and voice are key to building a recognizable brand identity. By investing in valuable content, you'll turn one-time readers into loyal fans, which is what it's all about. You want those people to keep opening your emails. The more they open and read your emails, the better your reputation will be, and the more likely you will end up in the inbox, not in the spam or junk folder. So as I say, build relationships, connect with your audience. Think of your email as a bridge, not a sales pitch. Focus on building those relationships and trust with your audience. Offer helpful content that solves their problems or addresses their needs. So personalize your communication as well to make them feel valued. You can do that with email marketing software. Show appreciation for their engagement and loyalty. So don't get caught up in the conversion trap where every email blasts out another sales pitch. It's so important. Email is about building relationships, not just closing deals. As I say, offer content that solves their problems, addresses their needs, and provides value. Personalize the communication with segmentation and dynamic content to make them feel heard and understood, and show appreciation for their engagement. A simple thank you goes a long way. If you foster these connections, you build trust, establish your brand as a valuable resource, ultimately leading to long-term engagement and customer loyalty. So as I mentioned, that segment your list. So with these email CRM providers, you can segment your contacts depending on what they are interested in. So identify common traits and interests within your audience. So you can segment your list based on demographics, purchase history, or engagement level. That way you can craft personalized messages that resonate with each segment. You can offer relevant product recommendations and targeted promotions. I'd also advise testing the different segments to optimize your campaigns. So imagine sending the same birthday cake offer to someone training for a marathon, not exactly on target. Don't think they'll be interested that much in eating cake, or maybe they would be, but segmentation allows you to speak to each heart within your audience. So by identifying common traits and interests, you can group subscribers into segments and tailor the message to their specific needs and preferences. You can offer them the relevant product informations, craft engaging content, and target promotions. And as I said, test different segments. That helps you refine your approach and ensure your message hits the bullseye every time and hits that inbox. All things that you need to be aware of to enable that your email hits the inbox rather than the spam or junk, or doesn't get delivered at all. So this is the techie part. So this is the main part really of what's coming into effect from the 1st of February with Google and Yahoo, is that they want business emails to be authenticated and secured with SPF, DKIM and DMARC. So we can do all the good things I've already mentioned, but if you haven't got the tech right, your authentication set up properly, then you will still hit the spam and at worst have your email blocked. So imagine sending important messages that never reach their destination. Email authentication protocols like SPF, DKIM and DMARC act as your digital bouncers. They'll ensure your emails are recognised as legitimate and land in the right inboxes. So SPF specifies the authorised sender, DKIM verifies your identity, and DMARC empowers you to define how mail servers handle unauthenticated emails. So as I say, this is one of the must-dos from the 1st of February. Google and Yahoo are going to be really looking closely at email businesses, and the more that you've authenticated, you've set up your SPF, DKIM and DMARC, the more they are going to favour you. They are going to favour you having that authentication over those people who aren't. Like I said at the very beginning, I showed you that screenshot of the unverified emails. Those people, if they're continuing to do that, they're in the spam already with Outlook, but that's going to be what's going to be happening with their emails for Google and Yahoo. Those unverified emails will end up in spam if they're not careful. So you need to make sure that you're set up with SPF, DKIM and DMARC. So this will build trust with your recipients. It will help boost your deliverability and protects your domain from spoofing and phishing. So building bridges of trust and security, you ensure your messages reach every intended inbox. This is very important that you have this set up if you want to be ahead of the curve and ahead of your competition. Ideally, you want it set up before the 1st of February. So yeah, as I mentioned on the previous slide, so if you don't have SPF, DKIM and DMARC in place, this is what your email looks like in Outlook, in the junk and marked as unverified. It doesn't look very professional. So many of my emails are going into the junk and marked as unverified. If you have those protocols in place, then you're more than likely not going to end up in junk. But also you need to still follow the other protocols that I've alluded to in the previous slides. So it's very important that you have these protocols in place. It's like the belt and braces of email deliverability. As I mentioned, it becomes especially important after the 1st of February, as this is one of the protocols that Google and Yahoo are expressing that businesses who use email have these authentication protocols in place. Now, your CRM provider, your current CRM provider, whoever you are using, should be guiding you or should have advised you about these protocols from the 1st of February. And they should be helping you or providing some guidance on how you can set that up. It is very techy. So if you do need support with any of that, I am here to help you. I am, as I mentioned, I am a Keep certified partner, and Keep are very much hand-holding people or really very much helping them to become authenticated and providing tools as well to help people monitor their email deliverability so they can keep an eye on any hotspots that they might need to monitor going forward. So Keep provides an email health dashboard that provides insightful and actionable feedback to help get your emails into your contacts inbox. So this is my dashboard. So luckily everything's quite low and at green at the moment. You can see the threshold with the complaint rate is very low. So 0.1% complaint rate. So you need to be very mindful of your complaint rates because you could easily reach that threshold quite quickly. So each area there, so let's try to show you what each area shows you. So if you go into the average email engagement, it tells you what the engagement is like. So who's highly engaged, where there's low engagement, where I've sent emails and there hasn't been any engagement. So I need to look closely at that blue area and the red area to see who those people are and potentially reach out to them, not necessarily through email, maybe through through social media. If you've got them mobile number, you could maybe WhatsApp them just to find out if they're still interested in you. You can also still email them from here, but be very mindful. Maybe don't email the people who haven't been engaged or never been engaged and unengaged. I'd be very reticent to email them too often. I would potentially send out one email to them trying to re-engage them back into your list. But Keep very kindly does provide sort of steps that you can take to help you with your engagement. Again, they've mentioned in here, ensure DKIM is set up. So that is a requirement. And again, they've got here the bounces. They've got a section here on bounce rates. So what's happening to my emails? Why are they bouncing? Is the email invalid? Has the mailbox that I'm emailing closed down? This is why it's very important to clean your email lists very regularly. I would say every 2 to 3 months, have a look at your email list and clean those. Likewise, complaints. So yeah, and it's also saying here about email frequency as well. So average email frequency I've sent is 2.3. I haven't been very good at sending emails actually in the last 30 days because of Christmas and stuff. But yeah, so on average, I'm sending 2.3 emails to each contact every 30 days. So yeah, so be very wary of complaints when you're sending your email, because again, that could lead you to Google Gel, Yahoo Gel, spam folders, you know, your email's not even being sent. So again, it mentions setting up double opt-in, make it easy to unsubscribe, check your subject lines and your content, get the opt-ins, get explicit permission, and review your list hygiene. It's very important to look at your list and make sure you're keeping that tidied up. So make the most of any email monitoring reports your email marketing provider gives you, as it will help you monitor your email deliverability health. So I put together a list of other suggested protocols you can use to ensure your email deliverability and to help you keep out of email jail. So some tips here. Don't use all caps anywhere in your email or its subject line. Don't use exclamation points. Don't use video, Flash or JavaScript within your email. Don't use spam trigger words. Don't use an overwhelming number of images or huge images. Include alternative text in your email images. Re-engage with inactive subscribers. Ask your subscribers to add you to their address book. Include a clear unsubscribe link and physical address in the footer. Use a familiar sender from name. So on your from name, when you make sure people know it's from you, don't try to be too clever with that. Allow people to view your email in a web browser. Keep your emails short and sweet. People don't want to spend hours reading War and Peace. They don't have the time. Definitely 100% test your emails before sending them and check your links. Definitely test those and check links, because invalid links will damage your reputation as well. And another thing to mention about links is make sure you're linking to reliable sources. Make sure you're linking to reliable websites that you know and trust. So, you know, for example, you know, the BBC, that type of thing, those types of, you know, people that you can trust, not businesses that you may never have heard of, because potentially they could be spam that could affect your reputation as well. And there is a tool called Google Postmaster Tools, which will help you monitor your email reputation for Gmail, your Gmail reputation for email. So it's a good idea definitely to set that up. But before you set up Google Postmaster Tools, you do need to have your DKIM SPF DMARC set up. So you would need to have that set up prior to setting up Google Postmaster Tools. So I hope that was helpful. It was a bit of a whistle-stop tour around what the do's and the don'ts of what you need to do. So there's some pretty common sense stuff there, but definitely the authentication is something that you should look at. As I mentioned, I can help you with that. I can help you with setting up your authentication, and I can also help you if you haven't got a CRM or you're thinking about changing a CRM or you want me to look at your CRM, I can help you with that as well. So I hope you found this helpful. If you need any assistance in helping you set up any email authentication or your CRM system, please do get in touch. My email is alison@onlinetechhub.com. I do offer power hours, done with you services and done for you services as well. So thank you very much for coming today. Please do let me know if you have any questions. You can either pop them into the chat or you can reach out to me after the event at alison@onlinetechhub.com. If you want to, we can also book in a free discovery call. So the URL for that is onlinetechhub.com/discovery. So if you want to book in a free discovery call to see how I can help you with anything that I've mentioned within this talk, please do get in touch. So if you do have any questions, that will be hanging on for the next 5 minutes. If you have any questions, so Alex says, "Oh my, I use a lot of exclamation marks." I think if you've got exclamation marks in there and people are reading those emails and you're getting a good response for them, then carry on if it's working for you, but just be mindful. I'm sorry, Alice, not to jump off. How do we get the SPF, DKIM and DMARC thing? So with that, it depends on the software that you're using. So for example, with Keep, they tell you what to use for your SPF, DKIM and DMARC, and then you need to go into your name server's DNS records and update your DNS records. So you will find that through your email marketing provider. So what you can do, if you could have a discovery call and we can chat through that. Or if you do just want to email me to let me know who you're using for your email marketing, and I can advise as to what you can do. But if you do need any help with that, if the tech bit scares you, I know people generally don't like going into the DNS because they worry that they're going to break things. I can certainly help you with that or handhold you through that process. And so Justin says, I have a business email. How would Google Workspace help? So it just get where have you got your business email through? So have you just bought that through GoDaddy? Have you just bought an email address and then you've just configured that email address? Because that's fine, but that won't probably have the security enhancements that Google Workspace would have, or Office 365. So they're the two providers that I would recommend, that if you're emailing one-to-one clients regularly, that you use. So the Google Workspace and the Office 365 sort of predominantly relates to when you're emailing one-on-one to people, having correspondence that way. So I would suggest it. I just think, I mean, you can use, say, for example, if GoDaddy have provided, you've bought an email address through them, you can still use that, but I don't think it will be as secure as if you took up Google Workspace or Office 365. I would say that also with those tools, you're going to get, you've got your Microsoft Teams, which is what I'm using now, and the webinar option. So I don't need to pay for Zoom because I'm using Teams. You've got calendar booking system through Office 365. So I don't need to pay for Calendly because I'm using Office 365 for that. I've got OneDrive storage, so I'm not having to pay for Dropbox or anything like that. There's planning apps as well that you can use through Office 365, and you can get all these through Google Workspace as well. So it's just all these are signals that you're sending out to the likes of Google and Yahoo and those types of people that you are serious about your business. And when you're buying Office 365 and Google Workspace, you're using their name servers. So you've automatically got that brownie badge straight away because they know, oh, wow. And you're investing in your business as well. They're all tick boxes that make you look like an authentic business. And I think I pay for my Office 365 subscription. I think it's about £12 a month. And honestly, as I say, I'm not paying for Zoom. I'm not paying for Calendly. I've got the webinar feature within Teams, which is what I'm using now. I haven't had to pay out for that. It all comes within that monthly subscription. And Microsoft is improving all the time as well because they partner now with, they're funding quite substantially, aren't they? ChatGPT. So the AI bits are all coming into play with Office 365 as well. So, you know, I started off, when I started off in my online business in 2010, I did start off with Google Workspace, but then I've moved to Office 365 because I like it, but it's all personal choice at the end of the day. So any tips on catchy first lines, etc., to get people to look at your emails? How to avoid boring email titles, first lines? There are websites that you can use that would help you provide those, provide suggestions. You could also use ChatGPT as well. You could ask ChatGPT, you could go in there and say to ChatGPT what you do, what your business is, what it is you're selling, and ask them, you know, can you provide some subject lines relevant to my audience? Yeah. So yeah, so I hope you found that helpful. But as I say, from the 1st of February, it is important that you authenticate your email domain, especially if you're planning on sending a lot of emails through your email marketing software. I would definitely get that in place.